You were talking about something that brought up a thought around how do we end world hunger in this world? Or how do we get clean drinking water to people in this world? How do we get clean sanitation systems to people in this world? And I know personally, there's been moments, especially even in the last couple of years, where I'm like, oh, how do you do that? And what kind of impact am I really going to create on that? And then I realized that just conversations like this actually start to get us in that direction because you change the narrative of how people think and what is possible. And all of a sudden you start thinking of solutions. And I heard one the other day, and maybe it's not the best solution, but somebody has introduced the idea of you want to end world hunger, you need to give cheap energy to everybody on the planet, especially poorer people, because then they have the ability to actually grow their own food and to manufacture stuff. And
It is interesting. I'm a member of Peter Diamandis' group, so I consume his material voraciously, actually. And that's one of the things he's been talking about recently about solar, is that the places that solar energy is going to work the best happen to be regions that are very poor right now. And now they're going to put up solar and everybody can get energy. And that makes a whole lot of difference.
changes the world. It really does. And I know you even mentioned about green earlier on too. I think that's one of the challenges in the framing of how you're even saying it. It's we want to go carbon neutral, we want to go green everything. And yes, of course we want to save this planet. We want to if we want to exist, we better. But the idea of saying, well, we need to just turn all of these things that we've done forever off and go straight over to this. Even the people that are on that side of the green technology are saying, yeah, no, we can't do that. We need to work our way slowly here.
Probably realistically, we can do that in 30 or 40 years.
Right. Yeah. It's just not like a tomorrow thing. Yeah. There has to be a plan to be able to get us there and an intention to actually be of service to everybody, not just the wealthy. Right. But it's interesting that we're talking about this though, too, because I just said that out loud. And then I actually caught myself thinking, like, well, what makes the wealthy? Well, naturally, money is how we measure it right now. But who are the truly wealthy people of the world? Are they the ones that are free in their minds of thinking with this limitless abundance? Or are they the ones that believe that there is actually scarcity and I need to own as much as possible?
Yes, because it's certainly a friend of mine who works with very high level people told me a few years ago. And he goes, JV, this is what I have found, right? And that's the people he circulates with. And it's the people where his home is and everything, billionaires. Because when people get to about 500 million, they may have had great intentions, but then the money greed becomes the whole game that they start playing. I mean, Jeff Bezos started out in a different place than he is now, right? He started out, let's figure out how we can make books more efficient. Well, that's certainly not the game he's playing now. But he says, I found that very few people at that level of wealth actually are playing what you and I are talking about. So it's interesting. There they are making billions of money. And you would think, well, that's limitless abundance. But if in their mind they're living in a scarcity world, they're scared not to get the next billion because they literally can believe that they're going to go broke or they won't have enough. This is a deeper conversation about how do you identify? Do you identify by externals? Because that's another one of the 7 money mindsets. Is your identity about external or is your identity about who you are? Do you identify with what you have or who you become? And you become wealthy either way, but it'll be a very different journey. It's kind of like you can become a conscious millionaire or you can just make money. But if you're a conscious millionaire, by definition, the way that I frame it, the way that I teach it, you're doing something that's positively impacting people's lives and uplifting humanity and making this a better world. And that can come in so many different ways, but that it's about intention as much as anything else.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch the full unedited episode, go ahead and click over here. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Thanks so much.